What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Rivendell team that we are going to be seeing alongside Lord Elrond when his legendary arrives. There's a lot of stuff in his kit that talks about a whole bunch of synergy with different elves that we do not have in the game yet, and we're going to break that all down in today's video. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and let's dive right into it. So currently we have two Rivendell elves within the game, Elrond here and Lomian. And right now, elves as a whole just aren't very good. If you go and look at your overall elf squad, you've got those two plus Naramiri and Leliel, and yeah, they're the elves as a whole just are not good right now. But we are getting Elrond confirmed as our first legendary. And if you look at him in the game, his kit says Elrond, Lord of Rivendell. And we're going to kind of break that down, talk about the kit of him, Arwen, and Elladan, two other Rivendell elves that you can find in the game. And this is all part of the Wondrous Abilities Challenge. And as you go through the tiers, and as you go to that final mission level, you fight the elves. And you get Elrond here, and you get a sneak peek at his kit. Now, I do want to say that these are beta kits, and do not expect a one-to-one copy of this to the normal game. A lot of beta kits were changed or nerfed or something. Basically, a lot of the beta kits did not translate over completely to the live game. So do not take the kit of Elrond, Arwen, or Elladan at full value here. I need to say that up front, because some of these kits seem a little cracked, and the cooldowns on Elrond especially are a bit of an issue as well. Talking to people who used him in the beta, Elrond basically existed to use his two abilities, and there were like 6 and 7 turn cooldowns. So you use those two abilities, and then you just spend whole sets of turns just using his basic. So they're probably going to fine-tune his kit a little bit. But yeah, we can start here by talking about the passive for Elrond. On turn, he heals the most wounded squad member for X% of this character's max health. We're not sure about the 5%. And there's a chance to grant stacks of counterattack. If that ally was Elrond here, Elladan, or Arwen, heal them for a percentage of this character's health and grant them protection. The first time this character drops below 40% health, gain 1 stack of Unbreakable for each of the following allies still alive: Arwen, Elladan, and Elrond here. Now, the Unbreakable thing is basically when he's low on health and he's down to 1 health, instead of dying, you consume a stack of Unbreakable. So that's what that buff is. You go over here to his active kit. His basic will attack the target and grant regeneration for a certain number of turns to the most wounded squad member. His special is Vilia's Light, and this is the revive that's got people really excited. Heal all squad members for a set amount of health and percentage of his max health. He grants stamina to a random elf ally and grants additional stamina to random allies. Revives a dead ally with 30% of their max health. If the ally was an elf, revive them with 50% of their max health instead. Again, percentages are likely to change. And then his ultimate, the Wrath of Rivendell, attacks all enemies and dispels boons from them. And if they are a shadow target, they take extra damage. So the Vilia's Light, this was a 6-turn cooldown. You actually get to use him within the campaign. In chapter 2.2 of the light side, you get to use him. And this is a 6-turn cooldown, which makes sense. Revives usually are a longer cooldown, because revives are just really, really good. So I would not be surprised to see that maintain a long cooldown, but this, the Wrath of Rivendell, was a very, very long cooldown. It was a 7-turn cooldown in the beta. So this, I do not expect to stay at a 7-turn cooldown. I could see this drop down to like 3 or 4. 3 would be pretty strong, but 4-turn cooldown, I could see this be dropped down to that. So we'll see how that pans out. But then we've got Arwen. Her guarded slash basic will deal damage and grants 1 stack of defensive to the most wounded squad member. Deadly Duet attacks the target, and if Strider's an ally, they instead attack together 5 times, and then this attack will ignore 100% of the target's armor, grants deadly to 1 turn to the ally with the highest damage. Evening Star, which is her ultimate, will flip Banes into boons for 3 squad members with the most Banes. grants 1 stack of regeneration to all squad members below 50% health, and grants immunity to all elf squad members. Then her passive is Light of Rivendell. On spawn, she gains 3 stacks of charged. If Elrond is an ally, gains 4 stacks, and if an ally drops below 50% health, lose 1 stack of charge and grant that ally 1 stack of nimble. She gains 10% evasion, but 15% of Strider as an ally instead. So there's a lot of Strider synergy here. And I wonder if the meta is going to be Rivendell, is going to be Elrond, Elrohir, Elladan, Arwen, and Strider. Because this is gonna bust some tanks. Ignoring 100% of the target's armor, hitting for 200% damage if Strider is an ally. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, that could be really, really good. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it all pans out. There's no Arwen synergy right now in Strider's kit. So I wonder if we may see a rework to him. Though I think we're gonna see a rework to another elf on the Rivendell squad instead. And then Elladan. He attacks the target and has a chance to inflict weaken for 1 turn. His special is Ancient Skill. Will attack the target and gain stacks of defensive, and if Elrohir is an ally, he instead attacks 2 times for a little more damage and calls Elrohir to assist. His ultimate is called Pride of Imladris. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Imladris. Gain 3 stacks of Provoke and 1 stack of Nimble, 1 stack of Regeneration, and grants regeneration to ally Elrohir for a certain number of turns. Again, yeah, this is why you gotta be careful with these kits, because they don't even have everything figured out yet. So there's gonna be tuning to these kits before we see them live. Now, this is gonna be the tank of the team, and there's synergy with Elrohir already, and Elrohir I think is gonna be an easy fit into this Rivendell team, especially because of this Provoke here, where that's gonna tie in very nicely to the passive with Elrohir. And you also see that here with Elladan, where anytime someone attacks Elrohir, there's a solid chance for Elladan to then retaliate. And then if he retaliates, he inflicts a weaken, which reduces the damage of that target by 30%. I think it's 30%. So you're gonna get retaliations by Elladan, which is gonna put weaken on targets if they attack Elrohir. And if they instead attack Elladan while he's taunting, well, then Elrohir is gonna retaliate. So you get some nice synergy there. And here, just a quick screenshot, you can see a 6-turn cooldown right here on Elrond's. I'd move that over for you guys a little bit. There's a 6-turn cooldown right there on the special for Elrond's heal/resurrect. So yeah, keep this in mind. If this stays and if they do keep a 7-turn cooldown on the ultimate, which I doubt they will do for Elrond, I would not be surprised to see, or it's going to be interesting to see if they do that, because it's just going to be a lot of basics from Elrond. We'll see how it all pans out. But going over to the Rivendell squads the Rivendell characters we have right now, we have Elrohir, and like I said before, very good synergy with Elladan here, because when an enemy attacks an ally with Taunt or Provoke, there will be at level 6, he will always retaliate, and he gets a lot of bonus crit damage here. So you're talking 20% bonus crit damage right here with this. He can also ignore enemy armor on his ultimate here. This character has a boon. He gains stealth for 1 turn. His special will inflict expose, and he also gains might. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to use Deadly Grace. You're going to inflict expose on someone. You're going to gain might, and you can increase that expose to 2 turns. And then you can follow up with this. And while Arwen will ignore the armor, so expose won't really do much for Arwen with her ultimate. This ultimate with Elven Vengeance, gonna do a lot of damage with this. Once fully upgraded, you're talking 30% of the armor ignored for two different hits. That's pretty good. And then also his basic, Hunter's Aim. And this is where things are gonna get pretty interesting, because assists pretty much copy the kit of the basics. So you're going to get might here for 1 turn on Deadly Grace. And then on Elven Vengeance, he's able to gain stealth. You have Retaliate here, so he's going to gain bonus damage with this when he's retaliating against someone who attacks Elladan. But then you also go back and look at the kit. You get Nimble, you get Regeneration, you get a bunch of different buffs with the Rivendell squad. So this guy is going to turn into a pretty nasty threat, where while Elladan is taunting, Elrohir is just going to absolutely shred some enemies. And he gets bonus crit damage with this as well. And then we get to Lomian, and this one I expect to see a rework on. Right now, Lomian is a little interesting. I can see the synergy with the Rivendell squad, but all the buffs are kind of conditional in that they affect the most wounded character or the character with the highest damage. And I believe if I go and look at the stats for LOTR.GG, I believe Elrond here actually has better damage than Lomian. So even then, Elrond here is going to get the buffs for the highest damage ally before Lomian. So I'm wondering if we're going to see something change here. Like, basic, he'll gain might here. He gets bonus crit chance per boon on himself for his Flurry of Steel. And his quick finish gains 1 stack of Nimble and reduction in the enemy and the stamina cost. But then, like, this chance to counterattack, which, okay. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, you're talking 10, 20, 30, 45. I mean, you're not talking a full percentage chance to counterattack either. This ties up to, what, 75% chance to counterattack? If that, 70% chance. It's not very good. So yeah, I expect to see this get changed. Or, if we don't get a rework to this, I would not be surprised to see Strider get thrown into this elf team for Arena. Because this seems like it's going to be a very strong Arena team. The revives, the ignoring armor on enemies, the absolute chunking of enemy targets with the armor ignoring attacks. And yeah, they don't have a lot of AoE. I mean, they have AoE with Elrond, but if that's a 7-turn cooldown, which I don't think it's going to be, then they're going to have to rely on single target damage. And I think they're going to absolutely chunk some enemies when that happens. And then when someone dies, Elrond just revives them. Elrond just keeps healing people. So I expect Rivendell to get Arwen, Elrond, and Elladan. We'll get Elrond here, and I'm hoping we get a rework to Lomian with this. I think a rework to him, given it so that he has more buffs that he can grant himself, or when when Elrond's there or there's another character on the team, then he's able to get some buffs as well, so that Flurry of Steel can start getting some more damage with that boost of the crit chance. Or maybe we just see Strider with him. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think. I'm all saying this because I don't think we're going to see Legolas with the raid rewards. I think Gandalf or a dwarf makes more sense, just because I think we're going to get a full Rivendell team here, and we'll see how things pan out. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think we're going to get a rework to Lomian? Do you guys think that we're just not going to see Arwen and Elladan for a while? What do you guys think? Make sure to drop that down below in the comments section. If you guys did enjoy this video, you found it helpful or informative, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.